Good evening, everyone. I am Irene Rizvi from the third year Computer Science and Engineering Department. I am truly delighted to welcome you all to this exciting event.
And I am Priyabrata Dev from third year Information Technology Department. We are honored to be your hosts for this 3-day Python bootcamp organized by our club Code Vision.
Specially curated for the first and second year students to build a strong foundation in Python. But before we dive into the session, let me give you a quick introduction to our club, Code Vision. Code Vision is the official technical club of Bengal College of Engineering and Technology. Founded in 2016, the club was established by our seniors with a vision to bring together curious minds under one roof. Our club is a family that fosters knowledge sharing, mentorship, and collaboration. From beginners to advanced coders, everyone finds value here. We are guided and mentored by our esteemed HOD of the CSC department, Mr. S.K. Abdul Rahim sir, who is also the president of our club. There's much more to explore about Code Vision in the coming days, but that's a little glimpse for now.
Now let's walk through the flow of this 3-day bootcamp. Day 1, introduction to Python and data types. Day 2, control flow, data structures, functions, and OOP concepts. Day 3, a hands-on project on Python. We are sure this session is going to be both exciting and informative for everyone here. So without further delay, let's begin. And now, I would like to invite Mayank and Ayush Vishnu to take over the session.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So let's continue with the intro session. Myself, Ayush Vishnu Kumar from CSCA second year. Now let's come to the presentation. Introduction to Python. The first question arises in the mind that what is Python? Python क्या होता है? So Python is a programming language that is used to communicate or interact with the system. Suppose if we have to communicate with the system, we need a language that is known as the programming language, and Python is one of the programming language. Okay. Now come to the next slide, that is introduction part. Python is a high-level interpreted and dynamically typed programming language. Now we go word by word. What is mean by high level? So Python is a high-level language. It means that it is easy to read. The programming language is easy to read, write, and understand. That is only known as high-level language. Now come to the interpreted. Python allows the features interpreted. Interpreted means the code is executed line by line. Suppose you have a code, you have a program of 10 lines, and you have a problem in the 10th line. The whole 9 line will execute properly. Then the 10th line, if you have a problem, it will show error there, but the whole 9 line will execute properly. Next, dynamically typed. Dynamically typed means we don't have to declare the variables before the execution of the program. We can initialize the variables on the runtime. Okay. Next is Python programming language is created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. Now come to the next slide, that is features of Python. Python is easy to learn and readable, that we have discussed earlier. Here is a high-level language, easy to learn and readable. Python एक programming language है जो कि easy to learn, मतलब हमें समझने के लिए और हमें पढ़ने के लिए बहुत आसान होता है, इसीलिए उसे हम लोग high-level language भी कहते हैं, as we have discussed earlier. Now let's come to the next part, dynamically typed. This one also we have discussed earlier, that in Python we don't have to declare the variable before the execution of a program. We can initialize the variable at the runtime only. Now, third line. In the third line, there is a garbage collection. This is the most important feature of the Python. Garbage collection is an automatic memory management system in Python, where it assures you that there is no wastage of memory in the program. Now, in the next, extensive libraries. What is extensive libraries? So extensive libraries are the pre-written code modules that provide specific functionalities for various programming tasks. Some examples are NumPy, etc., etc. Now, the next feature is cross-platform. Python also allow us the cross-platform features where we can, if we have written a code in one operating system, we can use the same code on the other operating system. That is the feature of Python. Now, in the next slide, interpreted language. This one also we have discussed earlier in the previous slide. That interpreted language means the Python code executed line by line. If suppose you have a program of 10 lines and you have an error in the 10th line, the whole 9 line will execute properly. In the 10th line, it will show error. Now, come to the next slide. Sorry, wait for a second. I'm sorry, ignorant.
Okay, no problem, Ayush. I am sharing my screen. You can explain from there. Okay.
Now, yeah, it's working. It's working.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the next slide is Python versus C comparison table. Here is a comparison table. On the left hand side, the features are written, and in the right hand side, the comparison is given. Now, feature type. Python is an interpreted language and C is a compiled language. We have discussed earlier that interpreted means in Python, the codes are executed line by line. And if we have a problem in any of the line of a program, then it will execute it till there, and on that line, the error message will show. But in compile C will compile the language at a time. So if there is any one mistake in the last line of the program also, then it will not compile, it will not execute. The next feature is syntax. As we know, all know that Python is a high-level language, so it is simple and indentation based. But whereas on the other side, C uses braces, comma, semicolon, etc., etc. Next feature is typing. So Python is dynamic typing. This one we have also discussed earlier. Dynamic typing means we can initialize the variable on the runtime, where C is static. It means that we have to declare the variable before the execution of the program. Next feature is performance. Python is slower and C is faster. Python is slower just because it is an interpreted language, so it consumes some more time to execute the program because it's going line by line, whereas C compiles the whole program at a time, so it is faster than Python. Memory management, the other feature, and the last feature in Python, there is an automatic memory management which is known as garbage collection, which we have seen here. Garbage collection in the third line. So there is an automatic memory management feature in Python, but in C we have manually we have to do that using some functions like malloc, alloc, and free. Now I would like to hand over the session to Mayank Bhaiya. Now he will continue.
Okay. Thank you, Ayush. So now we will be moving to a very coding session of this part. I mean, a very short code. But before moving to that platform, let me tell you something. What platforms we will be using. So there are several platforms for doing Python code. The first and the very simple is I'm sharing my screen. Okay, I think I am visible. Okay, fine. So the first platform that we have is online Python compiler. Okay, so there are several online Python compilers. The first one we can choose. There we go. So from here, okay. So we have several options of doing Python programming. This is the first platform that we can use is online Python compiler. Fine. So another option that we have is we can download Python ID, and we can code Python in our local system. Okay, if suppose we don't have internet, so what we can do in that situation? So from here, I have already downloaded it. From here, we have to download it, and from there, after downloading, how it will look? Let me show you. Okay, so this is the another way of making the Python code. So this is another platform on which we can do our Python programming. Okay, here we go. We have hello worlds. So there are several ways. So this was the second way of making the Python programs. Now the third way that we will be using is VS Code. I think my screen is visible. Yeah. So this is the third platform where we can use Pythons. So here we have another option, and that is some of may have been using VS Code. So this is VS Code, and in VS Code, what we can do is we can go in the extension section, and from there we can download Python extensions like this. Here we have several Python extensions, so we will be downloading it. I have already downloaded it. So there are several ways of doing Python coding. So I have shown you the three ways. The first one was to do online Python programming, that is on different online platforms. The second one was to download the Python on your local system, and from there we can use it like this. And the third one that we will be using is VS Code. Okay, so let's begin with that. Okay, fine. So this is the C language that I have written and that you can see there. So in C, it's very simple to print hello world, and I have done the same. Okay, we have got the hello world. Just to print hello world, what we have done, we have written hashtag include studio.h into main. Almost 5 lines of code we have written just to print hello world. But same for the case of Python, what we have written, print hello world, and we are getting this. So see the basic difference in C language. This is why we are switching from C to Python, and why we'll be switching to Python. No doubt C is the basic language, but time to time we have to do something. So that's why in Python just a single line is capable enough to print hello world, but in case of C language we have to use at least 5 lines. So this was the very simple and the very basic difference between C and the Python, and this was the way we can print hello world. Now the thing that I would like to show you is the meaning of interpreted and compiled language. Okay, so this is the C language you can see on your screen. So here what I have done, I have declared a variable a which is of type int having the value 3. Similarly, I have declared variable b which is of type int with the value 5. And I am now printing one by one a, b, and then a plus b. And here we are getting the results. Okay, fine. 3, 5, 8. Fine. Now for Python, we are doing the same. We are declaring the variable a equals to 3, b equals to 5, print a, b, a plus b. Now see the differences. Here I have not written int a equals to 3, int b equals to 5. I have directly written a equals to 3, b equals to 5. Why? Because during execution, I mean at runtime, what will happen? This compiler or this platform will automatically understand that, oh, a equals to 3, that means it's an integer value. B equals to 5, that means it's an integer value. So that is why it is called dynamic language. And here in case of C, what we have to do, we have to initialize a equals to 3 with an integer. variable type, b equals to 5, which is an integer variable type. Okay. Now, successfully we are running the codes. Here we have run the code a equals to 3, b equals to 5. Once again, I'm doing the same. Okay, fine. The value of a is printed, the value of b is printed, and the value of a plus b is printed. Now, let's do some errors. Now, I am printing the variable c, which I have not previously defined or which I have not previously initialized. Fine. So here we are getting error. Now just see. Just because of one line of error, my whole program is not running. Here it is showing error C undeclared. That means I have not declared C variable. Okay, fine. Now come to Python part. Here again I am doing the same mistake, but here you can see the code is running. Print a equals to 3, print b equals to 5, print a plus b equals to 8, and after that, in the sixth line, we have the problem, and that is print c. C is not defined. So this is the meaning of interpretation. Line by line execution is taking place. At first, print a is executed, then print b, then print a plus b, and then print c is checked whether it is right or not wrong. Since it is wrong, so here we have the statement c is not defined. But in case of C language, what was happening at first, the whole program, whatever I have written, this all was at first compiled, and during compilation there was the problem with my eighth line. That is, I have used the variable C, and that is why my whole program is not running. You can see again I'm yeah, my whole program is not running just because of a single line of error. So this is the meaning of interpretation and compilation. Here the codes were compiled at first, and that is why we have got the error, and after that it will be executed. But here line by line execution is taking place, and that is why we don't have any problem with the fifth lines, and after that we have the problem. Okay, so this was the very simple code that we have seen. Moving back to our slide portion. Okay, so we have seen how to print hello world in both C language as well as in Python. And we have also understood the meaning of dynamically typed. We have also understood the meaning of interpreted language, what actually interpreted language is. Here we can see Python is dynamic. That means in case, here we can see, yeah. In Python, what we have done, we have not declared int a equals to 3. Why? Because that will be decided at runtime. But in case of C, we have done that. We have written int a equals to 3. Okay, because we have to make the compiler understand that which type of variable I am initializing and what value I am using. Okay, again do some mistake. Now just see what happens. Yeah, just see a undeclared. Here it is showing a undeclared. That means I have not declared this. But in case of Python, this was not showing. So this is the very basic difference between dynamic and static. So, okay, fine. Now, move to another slide. Where is Python used? The first use of Python is in web development, especially to write the backend side code. Okay, we use Python, especially in case of web development when we have to write the backend side server code. There we make the use of Python. The second point is artificial intelligence and machine learning. There are different models. Okay, like natural language processing models. There are different models. All the models makes the use of artificial intelligence. All the models makes the use of Python language. The codes that we write to make the model that is made up of Python. Python is the language which helps us to build different type of models, and from there we can say we get the various fields of machine learning. Coming to data science portion, we make the use of Python for data analysis, for different data arrangements technique, and even for large data analysis. Coming to the game development portion, nowadays there are several games that makes the use of Python. Okay, so basically why Python? Because Python is a very simple language, and we can build so many logics, so many reasoning based things using Python. The only thing is that we have to maintain proper structure, that is called indentation. We have to maintain proper sequences, from where to write where, from where we have to from other place where we have to keep the spaces. So in Python is used in game development. Now the last one is automation and scripting. There are different automatic machines that makes the use of AI as well as ML. All the automatic machines make certain use of models. Okay, there are so many models that are made so that automation can be achieved, and all those models makes the use of machine learning, and we know how machine learning is dependent on Python. So this was all in the very introductory slide. So anyone having any query till now, especially in the introduction session? Anyone having any doubt? From very first slide to the end slide. Okay, fine. No, bhaiya. Okay, thank you, Santa Haldar. Now, I would like to, if suppose if any of you may have been facing problem with your mic, you can drop your problems in the comment box. Okay, in the chat box, you can drop your query. We will also resolve from there. No problem. We can drop your problems or query there. We are here to solve that. Okay, thanks. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Jaya and Sivam to continue. Jaya and Sivam.
Thank you, Mayank. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Joya Gorai from third year, and I am here to teach you about basic syntax and data types in Python. Coming to basic syntax. At first, we will learn what are variables. Variables are nothing but the named containers that stores our values in our computer's memory. So what are variables? Variables are nothing but the containers which are actually named, and this container stores the values in our computer's memory. Just like in all of our homes, we all have containers in our kitchen rooms, and those containers are used to store all kind of materials. Similarly, in Python programming language, variables are nothing but some containers which stores value, and those values gets finally stored in our computer's memory. Now suppose I have taken an example of a code. Here x equals to 5 and y equals to John. Then we print x and y respectively. Here the value 5 is getting stored in the variable x and John is getting stored in the variable y. So this x and y are just acting like the containers or the variables which are storing the values of 5 and John respectively. And then we are printing x and y. So here x and y are nothing but the variables. Now we are coming to the next part, that is how to take print in Python, or how to print a statement in Python. In C programming language, we mainly use printf to print a particular statement. But in Python, we use print to print a particular statement. Now, whatever we write inside the brackets and inside inverted commas, that gets printed as an output. Here we have written basic syntax of Python. That means the output also we got as a basic syntax of Python. If we write that hello CodeVision members, then the output we will get as hello CodeVision members. Like this way, we can print many statements in Python. Now we will learn about how to take the user input. Here, to take the user input in Python programming language, we use the keyword input. Here,
Keyword means nothing but the reserved words, and here the keyword input is taken. But in C programming language, we used scanf for taking user input. Here you can see I have written a code that is name equals to input, then what is your name? Then we were printing name. Now let me show you this in code. Suppose I have taken a variable name. Okay, before that, here I am using Google Colab for running Python code. You can use any other platforms as discussed earlier. It can be on any online platforms, or it can be VS Code also. But I am running all this code in Google Colab. Suppose I have taken a variable name, then I use input, then I write what is your name. Then we print name. Then if I run this code, just wait for a few seconds. Yes, if we run this code, now you can see that it is asking for the input from the user. That is, the user needs to give the input now. Now if I suppose write a name, then you can see the name gets printed over here. That means we are asked for the input. The users are asked for the input. That is, what is your name? Then we write our name, and then the name gets printed. Now if I write another code, suppose I take a variable named age. We use input, then we write what is your age, then we print age. Now we run. Again, in the same way, you can see that users are asked for the input. Suppose I enter a age 16. Then you see 16 is getting printed. So like this way, we can take various inputs from the user. And Python uses the keyword input, but C uses the keyword scanf for taking input from the user. Next, we will be coming to the type conversion. Type conversion is nothing but the process of changing the data type of a variable in Python. So what is a type conversion? Type conversion is nothing but changing the data type from one to another. Suppose a number is there in integer form, and we can convert that number into the float, into double, or into many other forms in Python programming language. For example, we have taken a code over here. You can see that conversion to integer. Suppose we have taken a variable first, and same like that way, we are taking the input from the user, entering the first number, and similarly for the second number, then we are printing the sum equals to int first plus int second, and then we are printing the sum. Now let me get back to code again. Yes, here you can see that we have taken the variable first, and we have taken the input from the user, and after that, here it comes that entering the first number, we have entered 4, and then the second number 5, the sum is becoming 9. Now if I remove these int keywords, then let's see what happens. Yes, asking for the user input. If I give a number 6 and then we enter 9, you can see that the number which we get as output, it comes 69. So we are not getting the sum of these two numbers. Rather, these two numbers are getting concatenated, because here we have written first plus second. So the numbers are getting concatenated. So here comes the type conversion. That means we are converting the string into the integer data type then only it is getting converted. Suppose we give a number 15, then 16. You can see the sum then comes, that is as 31. Now, if I remove here the string str, then let's see what happens. And I will enter a number 6, then I will enter a number 8. You can see error occurs. Then that means what is happening? This part is becoming the string because this is enclosed under the inverted commas, and this part is becoming the integer. So the Python interpreter cannot combine with the string with the integer. So the integer also needs to get converted to str. So we are using here str, and then we will compile and we will see what the output comes. We have entered a number 8, then 9, and the proper output we have get, that is 17. So in the same way, here we have taken a number 18. That means here number is a variable. Then we are printing the float version of this number. It comes 18.0. That means now this integer data type is getting converted to the float data type. So this is how we can convert from one data type to another data type. And it can be easily done in Python. And this is also a very important part in Python and mostly used also. Next, we are coming to the indentation in Python. Whenever we write any piece of code in Python, say functions or loops, we specify blocks of code for them. Now, to determine the line's indentation level, we use a number of leading white spaces, which could be spaces or tags. That means in Python, we use indentation. And what does this indentation means? Indentation is nothing but some white spaces, maintaining some white spaces before we write a line of code. Here you can see I have taken an example. If 5 is greater than 2, then print 5 is greater than 2, or else print 5 is not greater than 2. So here before print statement, you can see I have given some white spaces. So this is nothing but the indentation. That means maintaining a proper white spaces to specify a block of code. In C programming language, we used curly braces to specify a block of code. But in Python, we use the indentation, or rather the white spaces, to specify some blocks of code. So maintaining indentation in Python is very much important. Often we see that we write 15 to 20 lines of code and the whole code runs properly, but due to the lack of indentation, or due to we have not maintained proper indentation, error comes. So we need to maintain the indentation in Python also. Now let us get back to code. I will show you the indentation part. Yes, here is that particular code. You can see here I have given some white spaces. Now if I delete these white spaces, then what happens? Let's see. Yeah, definitely some error occurs. That means in line number 2, we have error. What error? I have written the line correctly, but as I have not maintained the indentation or the white spaces, hence the compiler gives me error. So this is a very important part. We have to maintain the indentation in Python language. It is very much important. Next, we will be coming to the comments in Python. What is a comment actually? It is a hash symbol, and everything following it on the same line is treated as a comment and is ignored as a Python interpreter. Comments make code easier to understand, especially for complex logic or algorithms. It also helps the future developers to understand the code's purpose and how it works. So what are comments actually? In Python programming language, comments generally start with hash symbol. And actually, what is a comment line? The comment line is such a line in Python language which is totally ignored by the Python interpreter. Then you may ask to me, then what is the purpose of the comments? Why do we use comments in programming language? Just to make the code easier to understand for complex logic or algorithms. Not only that, it helps the future developers and users to understand the code's purpose and how it works. You can see over here in C language, we use comments with the help of backslash, double backslash, or a single backslash and an asterisk. So this is a comment part. That means these two lines will not be executed by the compiler. Rather, these two lines helps the future users to understand that what is the code about, means what is the purpose of the code. Same for in Python, you can see the comment mainly starts with a hashtag symbol. Here we have written a code that is printing a statement. Now we print hello club members. That means if the future coder will read this particular code, then he or she will be able to understand that we have printed a particular statement in this code. So this is only the purpose of the comment line. Same for concatenation. By taking the user input, we have used a comment line over here so that the future developers can understand. Mainly the purpose of the comment is to make the code easier to understand. Let us get back to code and see how this comment works. Yes, this is our code. Here you can see this the statements which are actually green in color, you can see those are the comment lines, and they are mainly starting with the hash symbol. So if I delete the hash symbol, suppose, then this line becomes a part of the code and it will be executed by the Python interpreter. You can see, just wait for a minute. Yes, you can see now we will run this particular code. I have deleted the hash symbol. Yes, definitely error comes from line number 1. Means it is a syntax error. We have not given the symbol for the comment line statement. So if we use the symbol, now if we run the code, then you can see our code gets executed successfully and we get the desired output. Here the hello club members has printed, and then the user input, it is asking for our name. Suppose I enter a name Ria, then we see hello Ria. That means concatenation is successfully done. So this is the purpose of the comment. We use mainly the hashtag symbol to denote the comment line in Python. Okay, so that's all from my side. Now I would like to call Shivam from second year to explain you the basic data types in Python.
Thank you, Dee. Firstly, good evening to all. Myself, Shivam Kumar from CSE second year. And wait for a minute. Okay. So, screen sharing is visible or not? Is this visible?
Yeah, visible.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, I'm going to teach you data types. So, basically, firstly, we have to know that what is data types. So, a data type is a classification of data that tells a computer system how to interpret and manipulate a piece of data. Means it informs the computer how to store and process and display the data in front. Means for this, we have categorized data into groups based on their nature such as number, text, or logical values. Based on nature means whenever we tell about nature, so हम लोग यूज करेंगे नेचर मीन्स इंट, स्ट्रिंग, फ्लोट, ये सब जब भी कोड में यूज करेंगे तो इससे जो है हमारे पाइथन लैंग्वेज को एक हिंट मिलता है कि हम लोग किस डाटा टाइप्स का यूज कर रहे हैं और उससे वो कैच करके हमारे आउटपुट को शो करते हैं. And so we have first one, that is integer. Okay, so the integer data type represents whole numbers which can be positive, negative, or zero without any fractional or decimal parts. Means it is just a simple number without consisting of decimal point or not in the form of fractional, like we have examples 1 2 3 1000 5000. And now we write the code here, that we have taken 1000 as input in A1, and then type print type A1 plus int. Okay, so we do the code to show you that will be our output whenever we write this code. Okay, tab, and for we use VS code, as you can see. So we have assign a equal to, you can take any integer like 500, and then type print type and a. Okay, and now we run the code and look at the right side, that our output will show class int. And this if you think that why here not a full spelling is written, that is integer. So basically int जो है एक बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप होता है पाइथन लैंग्वेज में, जो कि पहले से रिजर्व होता है. सो कुछ वर्ड है जो रिजर्व है पहले से लैंग्वेज, इस लैंग्वेज में, ताकि हमारे पाइथन लैंग्वेज पहले से इसे कैच कर लें, असाइन होते हैं पहले से. ओके, just like you can see that here type word is also, if we remove type and then run the code, then you can look at the right side, our output will show assign value, whatever we assign the a मीन्स डायरेक्टली 500 असाइन हो गया यहाँ पे, क्योंकि यहाँ टाइप वर्ड यूज नहीं किए. मीन्स ये टाइप जो है हमारा ये भी बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप है, जो कि पहले से डिफाइन है पाइथन लैंग्वेज में. सो अगर आप लोग बिगिनर हैं और यहाँ पे कुछ भी डालकर अगर चेक करना चाहते हैं कि विच टाइप ऑफ डाटा टाइप वी यूज इन द विच टाइप ऑफ डाटा टाइप वी यूज इन आवर कोड, then our output will show that which data type you use in the input here, class int. Okay, and now we move to the next one, that is float. Okay, the float function in Python serves to convert a given value into a floating point number. Means basically a simple definition is that it represented a decimal number. Means as you can see that here we have example 6.19, 3.14, and we have taken also a code like 3.12 as input in A2, and then print type A2, then our output will show class float. Again we do the code and just we change this integer into decimal number like 500 decimal 5. Okay, now everyone you know this number is in decimal form. And now we will run the code and found that here output is changed and come into class float. Means this output belongs to the float data types. Okay, and we have next one, that is boolean. The boolean data type in Python represents truth values and can only be true or false. And we have examples like we have taken true as input in A1 and then print type A1, then what will be our output will show class bool. Let's check in code that what happened if we write true. Okay, yes, true. Okay, now we run the code. Here you can see that our output will show error. Why? If you notice that here true or false can be written, means a first letter of true or false must be in uppercase, but in our code here the first letter of in word is in lowercase, means this we should we should must be written in started from uppercase then true. Here you can also see that Python language hinted that here true word. So and this true or false is a basically it is a keyword that is also reserved in a Python language. इसलिए हम लोग ट्रू का हमेशा टी जो है कैपिटल लिखेंगे या फॉल्स का हमेशा एफ कैपिटल लिखेंगे ताकि पाइथन लैंग्वेज इसे समझ पाए, क्योंकि ये पहले से ही असाइन है हमारी लैंग्वेज में। सो यहाँ हम लोग चेंज नहीं कर सकते। लेट्स डू and then let's we run the code and we found that class bool bool represented boolean data type, means our output will show that our output will show that this input and this code belongs to the boolean data types. Okay, now we have a next one, that is string. A string is a data type that represents a sequence of characters. A sequence of characters means it may be alphabets or a sentence. Just like I have taken example that code as input in A3 and print type A3, then our output will show class str. Class str हम जैसे कि I already told you that इंटीजर का इंट, बूलियन का बूल, फ्लोट का पूरा लिखा था फ्लोट एंड स्ट्रिंग का str, तो कुछ शॉर्ट फॉर्म में हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं पाइथन लैंग्वेज में ताकि, और ये शॉर्ट फॉर्म जो क्या होते हैं बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप होते हैं पाइथन लैंग्वेज, और ये पहले से ही रिजर्व होते हैं और असाइन होते हैं, डिफाइन होते हैं ताकि हमारा लैंग्वेज इस वर्ड को कैच कर पाए कि हम क्या, और जैसे ही str अगर हम लोग लिखते हैं तो उसके इसका मतलब है दैट आवर Python language understand this code belongs to the string data types. Okay, now we again run the code and return code. Okay, code is a sequence of characters and run the code, then found error. Why? Again we notice that here syntax, here whatever we assign here code, so this code is written under the comma, okay, and here in code we haven't used any comma. Okay, so we have to use comma. Now we have run the code and found that our output will come class str. This means our output belongs to string data type. Now we have no one thing you should know that डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा जो है से ये सिर्फ कंपल्सरी होता है एक सी मतलब सी लैंग्वेज में. ओके, बट इन पाइथन वी कैन ऑल्सो यूज सिंगल इन्वर्टेड कॉमाज, और यहाँ पे हम लोग सिंगल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा यूज करें या डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा यूज करें, रिजल्ट सेम होता है, मीनिंग सेम होता है. ओके, नाउ अगेन वी run the code and found that same result will come, that is class str. Means there doesn't matter we have used a single inverted comma or double inverted comma, the result will always be same. Okay, now we have a next one, that is a complex number. Complex number in Python are a built-in data type. एज जैसे कि हम पहले से बोलते हैं बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप, मीन्स ये जो स्ट्रिंग है ये भी बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप है, हमारा ये बूलियन है ये भी बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप है, इंटीजर भी बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप है, फ्लोट भी बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप. मतलब ये सब जो है बिल्ट इन डाटा टाइप कहने का मीनिंग ये है कि ये जो वर्ड्स जितने भी डाटा टाइप्स हैं ये पहले से रिजर्व है इनके जो भी वर्ड हैं. ओके, और ये इट रिप्रेजेंटेड इन द फॉर्म a plus bj. Now we have example 6 plus 9j as input in a code. And have anyone problem? Okay, like print type a4 and our output will show class complex. Now we again do the code and here we write any imaginary number like 5 plus 6. Okay, generally in math books imaginary number represented by I, but here we cannot use I because j is assigned for imaginary number in Python language always. Okay, जे जो है पहले से ही इस पाइथन लैंग्वेज में असाइन किया हुआ है कि जे जो है रिप्रेजेंट करेगा एक पाइथन लैंग्वेज को। तो हम लोग जब भी इमेजिनरी नंबर को लिखना होगा तो हम लोग जे ही लिखेंगे। नाउ वी रन द कोड एंड फाउंड दैट what will be our output. Our output will show class complex. This means our output belongs to the complex that number data types. Okay, okay, let's see. And by this way our categorization of data types is finished. So if you have any problem regarding this or any slide, you can frequently free to ask, or also you can write in the chat box. Have anyone is problem? Okay, thank you. Firstly, I want to know that how many of you are from first year? Please raise your hand. Okay, very less in number. Doesn't matter. So, if you have any problem, you can ask. If you have any queries, you can ask frequently. अगर यहाँ नहीं पूछ सकते तो आप लोग टेक्स्ट में भी मैसेज कर सकते हैं, वहाँ से भी जवाब दे देंगे हम लोग। Okay, so I think you don't have any problem. Okay, thank you. I would like to hand over this session to our respected host.
Thank you to all the organizers and coordinators. With that, we come to the end of day one of our Python bootcamp. We hope you enjoyed the session and gained valuable insights into Python. Please note, we've also shared the Google Classroom code where your assignments will be posted. Make sure to complete them on time to enhance your learning. So, everyone, please have a look in the chat box and see if you're able to find the classroom code and join it right now. Yes, any one of you, do you have any queries or something? You can find the Google Classroom code in the chat box. Please, please join it right now as soon as possible. I see some of you are raising your hands. Do you have any problems? You can write in the chat box as well. Hema, Deep, do you have any problem? So I hope by now everyone of you must have joined the Google Classroom. If not, please join it as soon as possible. Okay, so now a Google form of quiz has been shared in the chat. Take a moment to complete it and showcase your understanding of today's session. Please find the quiz link in the chat box itself and complete it as soon as possible. You'll be given time, so take your time and complete it, please. For everyone present here, please check the quiz link provided in the chat box and complete it as soon as possible. So all of you present here, we'd love to see an interactive session. So if you have joined the Google Classroom or have completed the quiz, please write done or completed in the chat box. Okay, great, Sayantan. We see that you have completed. Uh, what about others? Be quick, people. Join the Google Classroom and give your quiz as well. Okay, great, Krish. What about others? Be quick, people. 5 more minutes. And please do not leave the meeting right now. The attendance link would be provided soon, so please do not leave the meeting right now. Very well done, people. I see a lot of you have completed your quiz right now. Any more left? Please be quick. So, all of you, those who have completed the quiz or who are still at it, make sure you have also joined the Google Classroom since as your assignments will be posted there. So, the links have already been provided in the chat box. Make sure you join the Google Classroom as soon as possible. Okay, so the time's up for the quiz right now. Last but not the least, the attendance link has been shared in the chat. It's mandatory for all participants. So please find the attendance link in the chat box and make sure you fill in the Google form. So be as quick as possible as the link would be closing soon. Everyone, please be quick. I see a few of you have already completed the fill in the attendance. The rest of you, please be quick and fill in your attendance as soon as possible. The link would be closing soon. Any more of you left to fill in the attendance? Please be quick. So if anyone has any problem, please write in the chat box. Anyone else left to fill in the attendance? Please be quick. If anyone has any problem, write in the chat box. Okay, so I hope by now everyone must have filled in the attendance. So thank you all for your attention. We'll see you tomorrow at the scheduled time.